All right. My name is Rich Woolen. This is Ken Scott. Ken's a former employee of mine, sadly, but good for the company he works for now, Bay Motors. I'm here to talk a little bit about the Michigan Manufacturing Technology Center. We're a sponsor of tonight's networking session. You can flip. Many of you may not know who we are, but there's a national program from NIST, National Institute for Standards and Technology, that helps all states develop small to medium manufacturers and help them be globally competitive. In Michigan, that's called the Michigan Manufacturing Technology Center. We're one of 5 offices in the state. We cover northern Michigan. You can see our little dot up there. Go ahead. We are measured by our impacts with clients, and these are client-reported impacts, so they aren't things we make up. I won't read you all those numbers, but we do measure things like have clients increase sales, retain sales, increase employment, retain employment, increase investment, and these are all really important to our economy. Next, please. You may not know how manufacturing is represented in our northern Michigan area. We think of our area, northwest Michigan, as really a kind of resort area a lot of people do, or food and wine kind of thing. So the green area represents our whole territory, but my data is just from northwest Michigan, the 10 counties, kind of the I-75 and west. 506 manufacturers. How many manufacturers do you think there are in Grand Traverse County alone? Anybody have a guess?
100.
You're darn close.
Do I get a buck?
No. Because you're not that close. It's higher. Somebody got a better number?
150.
Huh?
150.
You're closer.
175.
You're right in the ballpark. It's somewhere between 170 and 180 in Grand Traverse County. And we don't think about that. So just be aware of that. The employment, there's our 5 largest industries in northwest Michigan. And these are all companies that employ anywhere from the food processing, which does not include, by the way, beverage, is about 2,400 down to transportation equipment, 1,600. So every one of those is above 1,600 employment. Okay, next. Why is manufacturing important to the economy? Because it's a huge economic driver. A lot of studies will show there's about $1.30, $1.40 produced in addition to every dollar of manufacturing as a multiplier effect. But recent studies have started to look upstream as well as not just downstream. And that number is closer to $3.60 for every manufacturing dollar. So when you look at our economy and you think we have 100 and some manufacturers in 175, let's say, in Grand Traverse County, and you start to think that every dollar earned in manufacturing is generating $3.60 in both supplier goods and goods on the customer side, that's pretty impressive. All right, 2 big challenges, maybe 3, that relate to the tech industry. So the one biggest one is manufacturing 4.0. Manufacturing 4.0 is the next industrial revolution, and it's already here, but it's kind of seeping down, and it's growing so fast that we have to be very aware of it. Manufacturing 4.0 is taking basically optimized. Most companies are trying to optimize their systems within their company, but it's taking the optimization of the entire value stream, and what that takes is data transfer. Communication, quick communication, real-time, accurate data. So everything from the design to shipping, all the way to the end. And we're starting to see this. You can order stuff on the internet that's customized and you have it in a couple days. One of the big challenges with this is cybersecurity. And so I do have some handouts if you're interested. We're starting to see things roll out. Department of Defense, GSA, NASA, if you're an automotive supplier, any of those things that are starting to become requirements for cybersecurity for your manufacturing business. which means if you're if you're kind of like me and you're not super IT savvy, you're going to need help with that. So you'll see those, because the challenge is you're putting data outside your organization and then bringing data back in. And anytime you do that, if it's not protected, we're seeing thousands of hits, maybe even millions of hits a day on hacks and things like that from all countries all across the world. It may be competitors, it may be just people trying to mess with you. Don't know. All right, what's next? Sorry for the formatting there. So I have a couple of handouts. If you're really interested in this cybersecurity stuff, it gives you some websites, places to go to get more information. But if I run out, give me your business card. We'll email you something. Other things, I'm going to let Ken talk a little bit because now he's got a very specific issue as an example of how manufacturing needs IT help.
So I don't have a PowerPoint slide, but we have tons of different products that we make in this area. A lot of small companies, which is kind of our niche, kind of our what I think makes us Traverse City manufacturers. All of us, most of us anyway, struggle with logistics. So this might be that $1 to $100 nugget. If there's a way where we could share, communicate, where we have trucks that have partial loads, or we have smaller loads going to, say, Chicago, a lot of things go to Chicago, Detroit, and if there's a way we could communicate and say, hey, I got this truck, leaving at this time frame, thereabouts, taking this much weight, I've got this much space left, I'd love to share the cost with somebody, and someone else could go search that app or search that thing and say, hey, I could use that. That could really help us share and work together as a region, because we love the region. We want to live in the region. We want to be here, but logistically, it kind of doesn't really work when you're trying to compete with places like Chicago and Detroit, where they have large airports and large hubs. So that's the nugget that I wanted to share. The thing I need help with, because I'm not tech savvy. I know how to get my hands dirty and make things. And I think there's a lot of manufacturers out there who share this common concern of either I've got to hold orders so that I can fill a truck, or I've got to ship it at a cost that I don't really want it. Thank you for, yes, go ahead.
Sorry, Russ, I already got a question.
I don't think it's a question. Is there a question?
Yeah. So have you already talked to other companies that have trucking needs that might even own their own trucking division? Like a Meyer, for example. Because I worked for one of Meyer's sister companies, and they had a trucking division that would do that. They would take partial shipments for other companies just to fill a truck going out to bring something back.
I haven't, but I appreciate that nugget.
So I would reach out to companies that own their trucking departments
Okay.
and see if you can maybe do business with
Yeah,
them.
absolutely.
Yeah, if there were some common app that would tie those, where they could post, they've got it.
Well, they'll probably going to have that if they have.
Yeah.
Because I know HEB in
Right.
Texas does have that.
Okay.
You could have called them for sure.
Sure. Absolutely.
But even if they don't, I know a couple of people in this room right now who could build an app.
Absolutely.
We're in. Russ, Reba. Build that, put that on any weekend.
Yeah.
That's the speed of our day and age, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Any other questions for these guys? All right. Thanks, guys.
Just one more quick announcement. My counterpart, Bill Small, wave your hand back there. He's down in Grand Rapids at the right place, MMTC office down there, but they are having a manufacturing technology exchange on November 9. I do have a few flyers, but again, if you want additional, I'll email them to you. Okay.
Thank you.